Uh, Hello there. Today I've been trying out the Binatone Terrain 750. I've never had a PMR radio before. This is the first one I bought about 2 or 3 days ago. I'm out in the forest, and my partner's been out with one of the radios in the set. So she's been rummaging through the forest, and I've been at the hide-up area, and I was photographing wildlife and chasing some around as well, and we've been able to keep in contact, and they've been absolutely great. This is the first PMR radio I've had, and they have 8 channels, and you also have like a way of filtering out conversations you don't want to listen to. They tend to call them privacy channels or sub channels, one or the other, and there's loads of them. There's 38 basic ones, and plus you get a digital version of them as well, so you get another 83 on top of that, so 83 and 38 is a lot. Can't be bothered to do the maths right now. But yeah, all that does is when you've got 2 radios, if you've got other people on the same channel as you, because you've only got 8 channels, you need somewhere you want to block their conversation so that you only hear the person what you want to talk to, your partner or whatever. And so you set it to one of the sub channels, and that filters out everybody else's conversations and just leaves yours and your partner's. They're not privacy channels, they're not private channels. What you talk to your partner can still be heard by other people if they wanted to hear it. Which they can do by selecting not to filter out any conversations. So they're not private channels, but it does mean that if there are other people using the same channel as you can in effect ignore them by filtering them out. And that's great. I don't think you need there's 38 and the 83 digital ones. I don't think you need that many. I think maybe 3 or 4 of them would be perfectly fine, but it seems to be a bit of an overkill with the sub-channel, the number of sub-channels that these things names. This one has long range written on the antenna. They claim 8 kilometers, which is... Oh, that's Alice calling me. Are you calling me? Oh, okay then. As you can see, that's just working. So, yeah, they claim 8 kilometers, but that's all to do with the curvature of the Earth. Yeah, its line of sight to the horizon is about 5 miles. Line of sight to the horizon is about 2.5 to 3 miles. And then, so if somebody was stood to 2.5 or 3 miles on the other side of that, you could conceivably get a signal. Any further than that, and the curvature of the Earth means that you won't get a signal to them because the signal would have to go through the Earth. So if you have 2.5 miles to the horizon and 2.5 miles past the horizon to a similar walkie-talkie, that is 5 miles, which is 8 kilometers, which is what they claim that this can do. It's got nothing to do whatsoever with the power of the radio. It's more to do with just line of sight and the curvature of the Earth, and so radar, blooming line of sight and all that sort of thing. So if you've been on any of my websites, I have a CB website which describes that sort of thing and explains that sort of thing. I might do a video about that another time anyway. But yeah, so the 8 kilometers that they claim, don't worry about it. It's all little walkie-talkies will do about 8 kilometers if you're in that sort of situation. When you get into something like a city or a town or city or something where, if you imagine signals from a radio go, yeah, they go at 90 degrees to the aerial, yeah. So if you're in a city and all those signals are having to go through brick walls and houses and all like that, the range is going to be significantly less. It might be less than a mile. It may be half a mile. Could very well be half a mile. Out in the countryside, in a forest like this, the signal seems to have absolutely no trouble. Seems to be getting through the trees because it's 446 megahertz is I think about 60 centimeters the wavelength, which gets through trees. Seems to get through the trees, not too bad. CB would actually struggle a bit more because CB is on an 11 meter wavelength, so that would struggle to get through the trees a bit more than this little thing. The smaller the actual wavelength, the more penetration into houses and into woodlands and forests and stuff like that you'd get. But again, that's getting a bit technical. I'm more of a CB guy, you might notice. I know a bit more about that sort of thing. So yeah, these were the first ones I bought. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. I bought the pair for £50 from Maplin's, and they've been the bee's knees out here. They've been battery power is another great feature of these. We set off at 7 o'clock in the morning, got here maybe 8 o'clock. Now 6 hours later, it's still showing full power, absolute full power. So you can charge them up in the morning and take them out for probably a full day easily, maybe even 2 days without charging them up. And they work fine, so, you know, thumbs up to PMR. It's, yeah, especially in this kind of terrain, in woodland, in forest and woodland, they seem to have worked with no problem whatsoever. Especially out here where we've got absolutely no telephone signal. We've got no signal here at all. So if I last had an accident or something, God bless, yeah, then, you know, I have a way of contacting her and she has a way of contacting me. If she comes back to the car and I've gone off to photograph something over there in the forest over there, she can contact me quite easily. So these things are cool, easy. I like them also because a CB walkie-talkie is about that big. Yeah, this is tiny, little handheld pocket radio. Yeah, great little compact unit, very easy to use, very simple. You've got the transmit button on the side there. You've got a socket for the earphones and microphones there. You've got Vox abilities so that you can plug a headset in and then use Vox control to start to do your transmitting and receiving, so you can have complete hands-free. And yeah, they're cool. Yeah, so I can't really tell you any more about them. Thumbs up to them. Right, thank you very much.